So the last way that we might ask you guys to do this, all right, is you guys understand that each one of these has an x and an f of x axis, right? We're talking about functions right now. So I say we have an x and an f of x axis. Also, we ask, as I keep on going to the right, I go to infinity, right? As I go to the left, I go to negative infinity, correct? And the same thing goes with the y-axis. As I go up, I go to infinity. And as I go left, I go to infinity. So the a little bit more mathematical way that we like to write this, Alex, is I say as x approaches negative infinity. So that means as my x values approach negative infinity, my f of x values, that means my output values, approach where? Infinity or negative infinity? Infinity. Over here, as my x values approach infinity, that means as I go to the right, my f of x values are going to approach infinity or negative infinity? Infinity. Okay, so you could say, for this one, as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches negative infinity. Because as I go to the left, approaching negative infinity, my output values now approach negative infinity. I can say, as x approaches infinity, my f of x approaches infinity. Because as my x values go to the right, my y values, or my f of x values, go up positive. Right? So they both approach infinity. Here you could say, as x approaches negative infinity. So as I go to the left, now my f of x approaches negative infinity. You guys see the difference? Over here, as my x approaches a negative infinity, my f of x approaches infinity. However, down here, my f of x approaches negative infinity. And then last one, as x approaches as that x approaches infinity, f of x approaches negative infinity. Here I could say, as my x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches infinity. And then as my x approaches infinity, my f of x approaches negative infinity. Whew, there they all are done. You guys want to make sure you have those written in.